So next we have our Casurina Tree by Torudutt. Introduction to the poet. Torudutt was an Indian poet who wrote in English and French language, and she is known for the deep love for nature and nostalgia. Yes, nature and nostalgia. Despite her short life, she contributed most of the things to Indian English literature. Yes. So about the poem, our Casurina Tree is a tribute. Okay, it's a dedicated poem to a beloved tree of her childhood's home, and the poem expresses love for nature and memories to the past. So it reflects themes of nostalgia, loss, immortality through poetry. Yes, so it describes about her childhood. Yes, her childhood through one tree that is named as Casurina tree. And next we have the summary. Here, the poet describes a huge tree in a garden named Casurina tree. The tree has creepers wrapped around it and stands tall and strong. So she describes how tree is tall and strong, and it has creepers which are wrapped, and a bird and bees and nature which is thriving around the tree, making it very lively and placed. So imagine a tree which has birds surrounded by, and it is beautiful. And the poet here connects the tree to her childhood memories with loved ones. Even after leaving home, she feels emotionally connected to the tree. Even after marriage, she feels mostly connected to the tree. And she hopes her love for the tree will keep it alive in poetry forever. Of course, when we cannot hold love, the literature can hold actually. That's how the idea of this poem. Here, the themes of the poem: the love for nature, nostalgia and memory, loss and longing, and immortality through poetry. The poet admires the beauty of the tree. That's the first theme. Nostalgia, how she reminds of her tree after getting married, and the memories haunt. Okay, the poem hints at the loss of family members also. Of course, she would have lost some family members, and that's how she's struggling to have peace within. And the immortality through poetry, and she wants to keep this nostalgia in the poetry forever and ever. She doesn't want to lose it. That is the last theme of the poem. Talking about the literary devices, that is first imagery, personification, symbolism, and metaphor. We have personification. The tree is given human-like qualities. Example: standing like a giant. Okay, she has compared tree to a giant. Talking about the imagery, the tree has creepers and surrounding is very beautiful. And symbolism, we have love, memory, and connection to the past. Metaphor, the poet compares the tree to a guardian of memories. And important lines we have: a creeper climbs in whose embrace bound no other tree could live. So here the tree is so strong, and even the creeper wrapping around it cannot weaken it. Dear is the Casurina to my soul. The poet expresses deep emotional attachment to the tree. So she has a lot of emotional attachment towards the tree. It's not paintress thus to remember the tree and the past is not painful but brings comfort. So she finds comfort in remembering her past. We'll conclude this in one slide, that the Casurina tree is not just about a tree, but it's also about love, memory, and longing. The poet captures the bond between nature and human emotions. And next we'll have the topic: what is true civilization? Modern civilization is harmful. So yes, the first stanza which talk about Gandhi, who argues how the modern world is based on materialism, not love or something, but it is also just based on greed and competition. And second point, it focuses on bodily comfort rather than more spiritual well-being. It focuses on just the comfort of people, not we are people who don't want to grow spiritually but grow materialistically. That is what the main idea of Gandhi here. And it is about, but here what Gandhi is talking, he's saying that true education, true moral values is only when you have good moral values. How? True civilization is not just about technically improving yourself or industrial progress. It is about being disciplined and to live simply and to have ethical conduct. A true civilization when a person controls a desire and leads a righteous life. That is how the true civilization is. Whenever the person control the desire, it leads to a very righteous religious life. But when you don't have the self control, you are going to lose yourself. So how Indian civilization is superior? Civilization is based on dharma, that is righteousness, self-restraint and non-violence. Unlike Western civilization, which promotes endless wants, Indian civilization teaches. Gandhi believes that Indian culture or the country is superior than the Western part, than the Western world. How? It's because of the righteousness, it's because of the self-discipline. The danger of blindly following the West. We are the blind people who follows the West, though it is the social media or some other things. Okay. So here he criticized the British system of governance, education, and law for corrupting Indian society too. Yes, Gandhi warns that if India follows Western civilization, it will lose its moral strength. And simple living and self-sufficiency, the true progress comes from self-control, service to others, and living in harmony with nature. Machines and industries should not replace humans' values and dignities. So, the true self is when you have self-control, when you do good things to others, and when you live in the peace. And we should not harm other people's peace. Or even he talks about machines, that machine should not replace the human. Okay, though AI is very powerful, but it cannot replace the human intellectual mind. Yes, with that I'll conclude this. Thank you everyone.